Hey there, I'm so glad that you're here with me today. As we talk about day 3, longing to be heard, I'll go ahead and take this off since we are safely social distanced. Today's lesson is about wanting to be heard, and wanting to be heard even when we're frustrated, when we're upset, when we're angry. And so to do that, I want to talk a little bit about what's been going on. I'm sure you've heard the word pandemic. It's a scary word, it's a big word, and it makes us feel lots of emotions. I have felt lots of emotions. I wonder if you have felt lots of emotions. I have felt things like frustration and anger and irritability and sadness, confusion and disappointment. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that has felt some of those things. And sometimes it can be hard to name what we feel. In today's devotion, we're going to talk about a guy named Jonah. And in the lesson for today, Jonah really, he takes out his frustration and he names it and he tells God everything that he is feeling. But you need to know a few things about Jonah. Jonah was a regular guy. He had been given a very specific message from God. God said, I need you to go to Nineveh. I want you to tell the people that I would like for them to stop doing what they're doing. And if they don't, it's going to be really bad. Jonah didn't want to go. He didn't like those people. He didn't like that place. And that was not the thing he wanted to do. Have you ever had plans change where you thought you were going to do one thing and then something else happened? It can be frustrating. So Jonah gets on a boat. He decides he's not going to Nineveh. He's going to Tarshish. On the way there was a big storm. He ends up volunteering to be thrown off the boat. A big fish swallows him. He ends up ultimately going to Nineveh. And as he walks through the town, he sort of half-heartedly gives his little one-sentence message. And lo and behold, the people respond. This makes Jonah very upset. And that is where we pick up today's passage. It's Jonah chapter 4. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I just want to read one really important part, the part that jumped out at me today. It's Jonah chapter 4, verses 1 and 2. This change of plans greatly upset Jonah, and he became very angry. So he complained to the Lord about it. Now, there's something really interesting about this part of the story, because Jonah is having some really, really strong feelings. And sometimes we keep our really, really strong feelings inside of us because we don't know how they're going to be received. We don't know how our friends or family or teacher or coach or even God will respond. But Jonah is such a wonderful story for us because Jonah gives us the example of what happens when we take our really big, strong feelings to God. We name them. God listens. God understands. This story ends a little bit unresolved. Jonah keeps complaining and being frustrated and sort of taking this out on God. But God shows kindness. God doesn't just listen. God responds with some questions. And God is trying very hard to give Jonah some perspective. God wants Jonah to feel comfortable coming and explaining his feelings. But God also wants Jonah to see that Jonah's not the only one that this affects. I want you to think about something that maybe you've been really frustrated. These plans, all of our plans, have changed so dramatically in the last few months. You may have missed birthday parties, ball games, graduations, vacations, prom. You may have missed lots of things that you were really looking forward to. And now, in order to be safe and to keep others safe, we've all had to stay at home. That is really frustrating. Jonah talks about at the end of Jonah, he sits under a bush. God grows a bush for Jonah to sit under because it's hot. I wonder if there is a place that you can go, a bush, a tree, a plant, inside your house, outside your house. If you don't have a plant, maybe you could draw one. You could even call it a complaining clover. And you could sit there and quietly think it to God, or out loud speak to God about the things that you're frustrated about. The hurts maybe that you've been nursing this last couple of weeks at home, the disappointments. Maybe if you're in a safe place and your family is able to speak openly, maybe you could take turns talking about your feelings, the things that have frustrated you. If that's not possible, God does not social distance. God is with us all the time. And all the time, we can take God, our big feelings, and God can handle it and help us work through them. So let's say a quick prayer and then go about your day. God, thank you so much for giving us big feelings, for helping us to experience everything in the world. God, I just ask that you help us to know we can come to you, and you can help us sort out all the experiences and big feelings that we are feeling. In Jesus' name, amen.